this is Denise Nostrom, financial advisor and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions. Today is Friday, April 3rd. This is the third full week of schools being shut down and the second full week of non-essential business owners and workers that had to stay home or close their businesses. It sure feels like it's been months. This has been a really tough time for all of us. We all came from a situation where we were very busy and running during the day and the evening and all the time, and now there's nothing. I have my calendar book here, but I don't even look at it because there's nothing in there. So all of us together, we're going through a lot. We're hearing a lot of sad stories of people not surviving the coronavirus and wonderful stories of people that unfortunately got the virus but are recovering very well. It's all too much for all of us and really hard for us to wrap our heads around. And the level of uncertainty is still high at this moment. On the other hand, we're hearing good stories about people donating their time, their talent, their resources to help others. And sadly, the stories of people that are still not staying home and following the guidelines and having gatherings at beaches and parks. We have to do the right thing because we want to get past this tough time. We're all in this together and we need to work together to get through it. So as I've been doing every week, I just want to give you some updates. There's so much information and so much to toil through. As you can see all week, this is what I've been doing, kind of looking at information and seeing what would be something that a client needs or would be benefiting from. So, but the first thing we want to talk about is the fact that the first quarter ended on Tuesday, and that means the statements are being generated as we speak. As we all know, with this epidemic, that the quarter was a tough one, so the statements are not going to look so good. Just realize that this is just a point in time, and as we recover and as we get through the situation, things will come back and probably come back pretty quickly. So it's just a matter of patience. And on the other hand, if you have the resources and the money to do so, it's a great time to buy. If you haven't done your Roth IRA or haven't put money in your Roth IRA well, it might be a good time to do it. Or maybe just open up a mutual fund or buy some stocks. So, you know, we're stuck in a time right now, but we know there's always a future. So we want to look at that as well. The biggest thing is the CARES Act, which is the Corona Aid, Relief, and Economic Securities Act that was passed on March 27th, actually last Friday. There's a few things. I just want to go over the highlights of what is contained in this particular act. Some things you may be eligible for, some things may not be part of your situation, and some things may. The biggest thing is to ask the questions and find out if it's pertinent to you. So let's take a look at some of the things. Of course, the recovery rebates for individuals, that's what we talked about last Friday, the money that's being sent out, either direct deposit or checks based on your income. So that's coming as we speak. One of the big things we didn't talk about is retirement plans, distributions, and contributions. Right now what's happening is that they're allowing for penalty-free distributions from retirement accounts. A coronavirus-related distribution up to $100,000 can be made from IRAs, employer-sponsored retirement plans, or a mix of both. Just so you're aware, at this point they're not giving you the 10 or 20% penalty, but there's still going to be taxes on that withdrawal if you need to do that. One of the things that they did do is that they're allowing you to spread that income or that tax liability over a period of time, over a period of 3 years, so 2020, 2021, and 2022. So again, this is not something you want to do right off the mark, but if it's something that you need to do, it's definitely an alternative. Loans from qualified plans used to be $50,000. They're now allowing you up to $100,000. To take a loan from your 401k, 403b, etc. One of the big things which we're going to be reaching out to all of our clients this week, if we haven't reached out to you already, is the temporary waiver of required minimum distributions. This year, due to the fact that the market's down a lot and the situation that's going on in the country and the world, RMDs do not have to be taken out for people over the age of 70, 70 and a half, 72, there's a lot of numbers now. But if you're taking RMDs, you can suspend that for this year. This is also true for beneficiary IRAs, so you can suspend those withdrawals for this year. Why would you do that? Number one, market's down. Number two, it enables you to now not have that amount of money that will be taxed in the coming year. So if you don't need those withdrawals, it's definitely a good opportunity to suspend them. Charitable contributions, something that has changed, that they can be deducted now 100% of gross annual income for 2020. And even if you don't do itemized deductions, they have a caveat in there, above the line deduction of at least up to $300. We have the expansion of unemployment insurance, which we alluded to a little bit last week. Also, payment protection and small business relief. Again, if these are things that you feel you might be eligible, I spoke to a few clients this week. Let me know, give a call, see what would be best and appropriate for you to keep that business going. There's different things for forbearance of mortgage payments, tenant protection. Again, look into the details. There's a lot of things out there, but you've got to make sure that you know what all the caveats are and if it's a good option. And finally, relief for student loan borrowers. Required payments on federal student loans have been suspended through September 30th of 2020. Over the next 6 months, the borrowers will still have opportunity to continue paying down the principal on their loans, should they choose to do so. The Department of Education is now taking the interest rates down to 0% for a period of 60 days, beginning March 20th. So these are all very good relief for those people that have high student loans. Just things you want to consider if you do have student loans. If you can continue to pay the debt, do it. 0%, so much more is going to go to pay down that debt. If you are using funds, if you choose not to pay and you want to take that forbearance, take that money to maybe pay some other high credit cards that have higher rates of interest. And finally, again, if you're not paying your student loans, start building up that cash reserve if you haven't done so already. These are all things very core to having a good financial plan. So like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. We're keeping on top of it, looking at webinars and different conference calls. So we're here. Please use this as a resource. We'll be able to help you. And finally, the show must go on. So you know, a lot of our clients are due to have their meetings. Needless to say, in-office meetings are not happening at this point, but we're looking into some options to do some virtual meetings, either go to Zoom, something along that line. So, you know, probably not this week, but in a couple of weeks down the line, we're going to be rolling that out and letting you guys know what we're doing. And we want to get back in touch and see you guys and help you out one-on-one. So with that was a lot of information. Have a wonderful weekend. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and we're going to get through this. We just got to take the time to make it all happen. Thanks again.